Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Tonight we're here at Old Atlanta in the Xfinity cars with the Stars and Stripes Racing League. I'm in the booth here with Christian Taylor. Christian, how you doing tonight?
Doing good. We're here at Atlanta. You know, one of the best tracks on the NASCAR circuit. This is the Old Atlanta, though. We're looking for some jam-packed action here in the Stars and Stripes series. I cannot wait to get this race underway.
Now, Christian, I think, isn't this the second race they've had in this Xfinity car this season?
let's just take a look. That is the case here. I just had it up. I X'd it out right in front of my face. Yes, this is the second car in Xfinity. Second time in Xfinity car, excuse me.
Now, are you aware who won the first Xfinity race with the Stars and Stripes series?
You don't remember? The GOAT.
Oh,
He's
of
the GOAT.
course.
Scott Ricker.
Okay, yep. And which track was that at?
Daytona International.
Oh, yeah,
Speedway.
the GOATs. Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, there's just something about Scott Ricker. He can wheel anything. Super speedway, road course, short track. It doesn't matter. If it's got 4 wheels on a car, Scott Ricker's going to be up front.
Yep, he has won in the Xfinity car, and he has won in the Gen 4 car at Darlington. You know, qualifying's about to get out of the way, though. You know, we've only had 2 pole winners this season. Dylan Grimm has won 2, and Cal McCoy has won the other 2. That's it. That's the only pole winners.
Yeah, you know, I was talking with Kyle McCoy earlier. He's been struggling lately with some technical issues that have been disconnecting him from races, having some heat issues on his car. Hopefully he's got them figured out as he's on pit road in that beautiful Iowa State machine. We know he's always fast, but the question is he going to make it to the finish?
Fast he has been here before. He has won in season 1 and 3. You know, another one going to be keep an eye on is Cal Bowling. He won in season 2, and Andrew Hess in season 6. You know, a few other people have 1 or 2 wins here. But last season's winner was Ross Tatum in that 21 car. I don't even think he's here tonight.
Yeah, Ross Tatum didn't sign up this season, which is unfortunate. He had a great season last year. Ross Tatum was always up front. Hopefully we'll see him again soon, but right now we're watching Dylan Grimm rip it around here in that 23 car. Grimm is always up front no matter what kind of car we're in. We are getting down to the checkered here for practice. Going to jump in the qualifying, folks. But if you're just tuning in, you might notice we got some new logos thanks to our friend over at Harpoon Design. Brantley hooked us up with some good-looking logos. Christian, what do you think of these?
I think they're just amazing. You know, the top of the line, one of the best. You know, actually, excuse me, the #1 painter in iRacing right now. You know, and I think I'm gonna go to his website right now and order me a paint scheme there. What do you think, Blake?
Yeah, that's definitely what I would do. You know, harpoondesign.com. Head over there. He's got killer deals, and he's just one of the best in the business. You know, a lot of people claim they're the top of something, but you can head over to Trading Paints, click the painters button, and #1 is gonna be Brantley. He is #1 in the business. Best paints out there. And Nostra Cobb, just subscribe to Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Boy, what a good plug. If you're just tuning in, folks, click that like button, subscribe to the page. Hutchinson Motorsports TV, world's #1 streaming service. The only way you can stay tuned with HMS TV is to click that subscribe button, as we've got currently, I believe, 4 different series going on every single week.
Definitely ones to watch here on Tuesday night. Stars and Stripes. We have the championship race tomorrow in the Superstar Arca West Series, ain't it, Blake?
Yep, championship night at Kansas here tomorrow. And then on Thursday, we're going to kick off another All-American Cup Series race. I believe we're at, is it Pocono this week?
It is Pocono. And then Sunday night, we're heading to Portland, Oregon to watch some IMSA action style for the second time here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV, world's #1 streaming service in the business.
Yeah, that's a good plug, Christian, because our fans may not know if they're just tuning in. We did sign a lucrative deal. We are going to be broadcasting for the rest of the season for the Motor City Racing League for the IMSA races on Sunday night here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV, folks. So if you can't get enough of racing, you're getting tired of the ovals, head on over here. Sunday nights, we're going to have multi-class racing, GTPs, GT3s, LMP2s, as we're watching Aaron Hale kick it sideways out of turn 4.
Aaron Hill, let's see what time he just put on the board. This must be the start of his lap here. Ripping it around 1 and 2.
He did get sideways. It might have disallowed his first lap. I'm not sure, though.
Well, unless he made contact, it wouldn't have. We'll see. Boiling with a quick time, though, in that 44. Cal Bowling up top.
Not for
Nelson
long.
quickly answers. Zachary Nelson.
All kinds of cars out here. Christian, how many cars are you seeing signed in here tonight? One of our fast ones. Last week's winner, Zach Kreitz, out here. He just smokes the wall coming out of 4. Might have ruined both his laps.
Possibly so. I am seeing 34 cars here tonight. So if you've ruined both your laps, you are starting back there with the slow ones for sure. You might just end up junk.
Well, Christian, I do remember seeing a message that the rookies are not supposed to be qualifying. Well, here's Brian Samara. He's not listening to the admins in the league. He's logging some laps, and he's qualifying, currently running 12th.
Unfortunately, fortunately for him, this is 3 races in, so they are now allowed to qualify.
Oh, well, I must have missed that. Well, good for him. Brian Samara finally doesn't have to start in the back. Puts down, well, he's basically going to be starting in the back because that lap was junk. Was it not, Christian?
That lap was slow. Didn't get very far. You know, I don't even see JT Tinker. Is he qualified yet?
See, Tinker's still on pit road here. Hasn't rolled out. So, you know, honestly, Tinker's season has just been so terrible. If I was him, I would probably just start in the back here.
You know, he knows that if he qualified, he'd probably be slow enough to be in the back anyway, so he's not even going to try.
Yeah, probably a good move for JT Tinker, folks. But here we got just a couple minutes of qualifying. We're watching Brian Lynch out here, one of the best in the business. He is known around these parts as the super speedway specialist. Even though we're at old Atlanta, we'll see if he can harness that energy and pretend it's a super speedway.
There isn't much pretending here on this slippery oval. Very easy to get out of shape here as he crosses the line. Puts himself up to 11th there.
He's going to try to
What has he got for the second lap?
Hey, he's still got a ways to go here. Looking around, Jason Gratton, folks. Look at that beautiful 46 machine. Christian, is that one of the best paints in the field?
That is, you know, it almost brings a tear to my eye to see such a beautiful car ripping it around the banks of Atlanta here. Let's see if he's got anything for the board.
Christian, the first thing that comes to my mind when I look at Jason Gratton, he needs to head over to harpoondesign.com, get Brantley to make him a paint because he's got the all-black paint looking like junk out here as that 46 first lap is in 17. He is slow here tonight.
Tell me about it. If I want to paint, how easy is it to go to harpoondesigns.com and, you know, order a paint? How easy? Tell me about
Christian, after, you know, I talked with Brantley earlier and I headed to the website. All you do is you fill out a Google form, you select your car, you put in some info, and then he gets to it immediately. He's got a ticket system. That way it keeps everything in order. Nobody takes a while, but that's going to conclude qualifying here tonight, and it is official. Checkered flag in the air. Quick time, Zachary Nelson, top of the board in the 07, going to kick off at the front of the field. 143 laps here at Atlanta. As Christian, look up in the sky. You may know it now, the Harpoon Designs blimp, folks. After the Hutchinson Motorsports TV blimp was junked, Harpoon Designs came through and has put a blimp over this track in the middle of nowhere near Atlanta.
Look at that, Blake. You know, I thought the Hutchinson Motorsports TV blimp was beautiful. I thought it was to sight to see. Look at this Harpoon Design. Oh, it's great. Brings a grown man straight to tears.
Christian, honestly, I never thought I'd say it, but I think it looks better than the Hutchinson Motorsports TV blimp did. But nonetheless, it is time to get rolling here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get the music playing in the background. Tonight, we've got the Atlanta 220 with the Stars and Stripes Series, Hutchinson Motorsports TV, world's #1 streaming service. We are gridded up, and we are ready to roll. Here is tonight's starting lineup. On the front row from the pole position in the 07, Zachary Nelson. On his outside, my pick to win it tonight, the 46, Jason Gratton.
In row number 2, Cal Bowling in the 44 for Track Autosport. To his outside, Larry Griffin the 3rd in the 77.
Row number 3 on the inside, gonna be the 28. Josh Whitaker on his outside, driving the bad Hutchinson Motorsports TV 36 machine. It's Chad White.
Row number 4, Dylan Grimm on the inside. To the outside, Griffin Salver in the 32.
Row number 5 on the inside. He's been going through sponsors like he's going through underwear. Cannot hold one. It's the 25, Nate Lynch on his outside. The 69, Ben Shepherd.
And inside the next row, Brian Lynch in the 24 car. Andrew Medlin in the 12.
Row number 7 on the inside. Keep an eye on him, folks. He's going to be fast, but will his internet hold? It's the 7. Kyle McCoy on his outside. The 5 of Trey Jackson.
I'm going to go ahead and lock Kyle McCoy in as my pick to win it too tonight. I think his internet's going to hold, but nonetheless, starting in 15th position, Aaron Poplin in the 63 car, and the GOAT, Scott Rickard, in the 16th position in the 05.
Boy, what a rough qualifying run for the GOAT, Scott Rickard. He's going to be starting near the middle of the pack, but row number 9 on the inside going to be the 53, Brian Samara, the 54 of Andrew Hess.
In the 19th position, row 10, Aaron Hale in that 4 car. To his outside, Ryan Lynch in the 3.
And folks, if we didn't say your favorite driver, it means one thing. It means they're slow, and it also means they're junk. So take a look at the board. You're going to have to find them yourself because we are just about to drop the hammer and go green. You're going to see the pace car take the hard left. Get out of the way. Here at Old Atlanta, your front row going to be Nelson on the inside, Gratton on the outside. My pick to win it. Can he win it with no sponsors on the car? Christian, get ready to take his green.
Ladies and gentlemen, off your feet and on your seat. Oh, man. Green flags in the air.
Well said, Christian, as Zach Nelson out front takes over the race lead, slides in front of Gratton, heading into turn 1, where it's still clean to the field.
We might be tripping over our words, but these cars are not hesitating to make moves here on the track. Ladies and gentlemen, side by side, down the backstretch for the first time tonight. Scott Rickard, the GOAT, on camera right now, battling on that outside above the 04 car. Excuse me, the 24 car. Look at this shot. The wall cameras are in action here tonight.
They are ripping around the track, and Christian, I think it's time for the first time ever. Hutchinson Motorsports TV, it's time to bring the noise with Harpoon Design. Boy, those were some great shots. You know, Christian, afterwards, I clicked the gopher cam, and here is the gopher cam. Not much of a gopher as he's flying around, and here is one of our gopher shots. So we'll let him drive by. Oh, and there's no cars there. I think we found the messed up camera here, Christian.
Yeah, possibly so. Unfortunate.
It happens, but hey, right now out front, your race leader, Zachary Nelson, looking bad, fast in that 07. I tell you what, we don't see Zach Nelson too much, but when we do, he's always out front, looking bad, fast tonight here in that 07 Chick-fil-A machine.
Definitely a beautiful shot there.
But we drop back through the field. Dylan Grimm currently running in the 7th position. Let's see if he can work through the field. As for most of the field, got a little bit of a battle right here as a couple of them are sliding around into the wall.
Slide for sure. I've seen that wall get slapped a few times here tonight. Really hard on corner exit out of field. Something you got to watch out for as those tires wear down.
Absolutely, Dylan Grimm almost getting a little bit of a bump here from the 32, but you fans at home, you know, like we said earlier, we are at Old Atlanta, a big difference. This is not like the draft package track of the current Atlanta. We're at the old one. This is like a real mile and a half. As we drop back through the field, checking out your hard charger here. Let's see who's passed the most cars. I'm seeing, oh, no. Christian, how about it? JT Tinker, he's passed 6 cars since the start of this race here on lap number 6.
That is unusual for him. Definitely on a run here. Is he burning those tires up, though? That's the question.
That just might be, he might be known around these parts to do stuff like that. But let's drop to the back. Check out the Hutchinson Motorsports TV battle for last. Sam Siegel, boy, I tell you what, he's got the default iRacing paint, and I can see why. He is slow. He is gentle.
Definitely, that's the paint you can get for free. You know, that's the only one that would sponsor him. You know, last place effort here tonight, but we're going to see, keep an eye on him throughout the race. But, you know, I think he wants that Hutchinson Motorsports battle, TV battle for last there.
Yeah, you know, and it's not much much of a battle, honestly. It looks like he's going to take it home. They might already give him the trophy, so let's hop on board. See why he's so slow.
Is he running a hybrid?
Yeah, Chris, it's either a hybrid or a crate engine. I don't know what's going on. That 34 car Sand Siegel is junk. He's going to need to head on over to Harpoon Design, get him a paint done, or he's going to be running in the back all year long because we know that good paint adds horsepower.
Hello to the Bump and Run. Jesse Becker in the chat. Connor Gerard also. Welcome in, guys. And Billy says, dude, welcome in, Billy. Says, let's see who can say it.
You know, Christian, how much experience do you have at this old Atlanta track? How hard on tires is it?
You know, it is one of the more, I'd say, more rougher tracks on tires. You know, a lot of the faster guys really enjoy it because of being able to have that tire fall off. That's necessary for, you know, the better guys to excel. But however, you know, you have that control right there on your right foot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we got some messages in the chat. Are you noticing that same problem by chance?
I have confirmed those issues lately.
All right, so we got a couple options here. We could try to restart the stream. Continue.
I think we should, you know, let's roll until a little bit further in, not till we get to a caution flag, but not till we get to a, you know, caution coming out here soon.
Yep. And Jesse Becker, if you're in the chat, I'm not 100%. If I end this stream, am I able to start the same stream again? I'm not sure if I can. Yeah, so I know that one. I don't know what our options are going to be here. None of them are good ones.
I think we could just post the link after, personally, Blake. But nonetheless, Chad White, your race leader, that Hutchinson Motorsports TV sponsored car.
Yeah, Chad White out front currently.
Exactly.
A little Christian, like I said, we could just end this now, go to break, come back with a new link.
Yep, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's what we probably just need to do. Make sure we're all as best we can.